Hi, on today's episode of Shit That Don't Make No Sense, y'all need to take off any apartment that is listed on an affordable housing website that is over $2,000. Are y'all delusional? Oh, you are? Okay. So the delusion, we need to come out of it, because you cannot convince me or anybody else who has a brain that is working properly that rent that is over $2,000 is affordable. Why is it listed as affordable housing? Why is anything that's $2,500, $3,000, $2,100, $2,700 listed as affordable? That's not affordable. Like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. Like, do y'all want a increase in homelessness?
The cost of living problem is getting so bad in America that some people are actually moving into their cars while other people are moving into their storage units. I don't know if this is just an online trend. I really want to see if some people are doing this in real life and where would they set their storage units and how would they really make this work. I mean, if you live in a colder environment, you're going to need insulation to keep yourself in the place warm. And you're going to need power, you're going to need internet, and you're going to need a lot of things like, for instance, taking a shower. How are you going to do that realistically? So I kind of want to see if there are people doing this out in the real world. But either way, this is not a good sign, and this is absolutely heading into the wrong direction.
Alright fam, so here's an update on the whole rental car situation. Now, as of tomorrow, I am not going to have a car. Now, I didn't book a reservation because I do it weekly, and I didn't realize that it was the holidays. I completely forgot next week is Christmas, so it's a really busy time for car rentals. Therefore, I cannot extend because all of the cars are booked. If I can't extend, I can't work. All I know is this car is due tomorrow in the morning, and I'll have till then to figure it out. But God is good, God is great, and I handle situations smoothly, and it's all gonna work out. That's what's going on right now, and hope y'all having a blessed day.
Hello, my social media family and friends. Just want to talk about today the rent prices. I don't know what's going on in your state, but here in Michigan, it is ridiculous. I'm kind of fearing that even as a middle class person, that I'm not going to be able to afford rent, a decent place to live. Because the price gouging is ridiculous. It's 3 times just for the security deposit, the rent, and also these outside people's coming in. These companies are buying up the houses and they are increasing the rents where people can't afford to live in a decent place. I don't know what's going on in your state, but here in Michigan, it's just terrible. And they talking about homelessness. They better beware because a lot of people is going to be homeless if they can't afford this high ass rent. Comment below and let me know what's going on in your state. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
So I just pulled over real quick so my husband can take her some money. I didn't have any cash on me and he didn't have any cash on him, but I tend to keep a lot of change because whenever I do go to the ATM and I have some cash, I just throw the change in the back of my wallet. So I had, believe it or not, like about $10 in change on me. Most of that was in quarters, thankfully. And then I had an old Ziploc bag in my glove box, so I just poured it all in there and had my husband go take it to her. I never know what to do for people like that because, and of course, I am not going to film that because just like I was saying yesterday, we don't need to be...
I never knew that.
Was she there?
Yeah.
Oh,
she
good.
was just, well, no, actually she wasn't, but she was coming up as I was coming up. Because she was coming across the street.
Oh.
So she wasn't there, but she was when I came up there.
Oh, okay. Good. Good. So, I mean, we shouldn't be filming people in their low points either, which is what I'm trying to say. Everybody deserves dignity and respect. And to put a camera in the face of somebody that's having a hard moment, I think maybe just so that you can show the world that you're a good person or prove to people that you're a good person. I don't know what it is, why people do that. I think that's why it is, you know. We don't need to do that either. But anyway, we are failing each other in this nation.
I hate how social media gassed me into believing that apartment complexes are no longer able to charge 2 times month's rent, 3 times month rent. Them motherfuckers is still doing that shit. Ain't nothing fucking changed. The only thing is now they're doing it in a way that makes it seem like it's not the same, but it is the same. Because let's say your total rate for our apartment you're looking at is like 1400, right? Roughly 1300. You got to pay the first month's rent, right? That's $1,300. You got to pay the last month's rent. That's another $1,300. And a security deposit, which 9 times out of 10, it's either the first month's rent or quarter of that. So let's just say another $1,300, right? That's $3,900 just to move into an apartment. And let's not forget about that application fee. A lot of the times these apartments be having you put in applications and you still don't qualify for that fucking apartment. Or they'll have you put in an application before you even view the fucking apartment. Like, how does that make sense? Not only that, you don't even get your fucking money back. Like, America is fucking sick and corrupt. Because there's no fucking way you're telling me you have to spend $3,900 just to move into a bullshit ass fucking apartment. Something very bare minimum, very simple. Like, I don't fucking get it. I really don't fucking get it. Like, is that not still 3 times the fucking, like, I don't fucking get it. It's literally the same shit. It don't matter how y'all word it, it's the same shit. And a lot of the times these apartments don't come with shit. You don't have assigned parking. It's either laundry on site or some kind of weird fucking facility that's always broken down, always shitty as hell. Like, they never actually provide washer and dryer in the unit. Not only that, a lot of apartments don't have utilities included. Like, I would understand electricity not being included, that's fine. But why the fuck is water not included? Why is trash not included? Why the fuck is the sewer not included? Like, is that not what all apartments have to fucking offer? Why the fuck is it not included? And then you want motherfuckers to pay $3,900, damn near 4 bands just to move into that place? Y'all look crazy because y'all be the same motherfuckers that don't like to give security deposits back when it's time to go. I kid you not, my first apartment ever, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, balcony type shit. This was back in 2019 after I graduated high school. My security deposit was $895 and the monthly rent was I think it was like $1,257 or something like that. Mind you, when I got that apartment, it was towards like the end of, I think, September. And all I paid was the security deposit. I didn't pay no first month's rent because it was already the end of the month. So all I had to pay was fucking security deposit. The $895. And then the next month, that's when I paid my full amount rent, which was the $1,257, whatever. Nowadays, you gotta pay 3 times that just to even get into the apartment.
I'm about to be homeless in like 2 days. I don't want your pity or I don't want you to feel bad for me. But what I would like is for anyone to know what it's like to live in your car and maybe some essentials that I can pick up that's going to be super helpful. I already have like a little porta potty situation, but I'm thinking of like, I don't know, maybe some electrical things that I'll need for like charging stuff. I mean, I have car chargers, but like I really don't want to have my car like on the whole time while I'm doing it. I think my car charges while it's off. Any essentials that you think I might need, anything that will be helpful, even any places that I can go and like park to be safe. I am in California, so if you know the area, specifically Bay Area, that would be helpful. I'm gonna get a gym membership so I can shower and all that stuff. Any places not to go, any don'ts that you can offer, let me know. But I'm a woman, so I just want to feel safe. I want to feel comfortable. Obviously, I'm outside, so. But like, and I was already thinking about getting some like window covers so that way people can't see in at night. But yeah, I'm in California. If you have any tips, please leave them in the comments.
I'm trying to enjoy my last days within this unit that I've been renting for so long. Really sad that I have to leave because they decided to raise my rent $700, and I already pay $2,300 without parking fees, which is $185, and plus utilities. So I'm paying $2,600 a month, and they still decided to raise my rent for another $700. So they want me to pay now $3,000 base rent. Are you kidding me?
Rent should at most be $500 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. Prove me wrong. Stop charging like $2,000 for like 500 square feet of space. Fuck you.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, like, rent out here is so high right now. They got couples living together and they still single, like, word.
How are we supposed to buy a house when my rent is going up another $195 a month? It has gone up $720 in 4 years for the same place that I live in. $8,640 a year more for the same place I lived in 4 years ago. I'm sorry, property taxes are not going up that much that landlords are charging that much more. We have to stop blaming the economy, the government, the president. It is greedy people taking more profits in. When people tell you, just move somewhere else, why would I move to another state that's cheaper? Why should I have to uproot my family, lose my career, just to afford to live somewhere? You're implying people who live in where I live now don't deserve a fair shot at cost of living. And places with cheaper rent pay lower salaries. That's how this whole thing works for the most part. And my girlfriend's a teacher. Like, if she moves to a state with a cheaper cost of living, she might not even have a pension or her benefits anymore. Instead of telling the middle class to keep, like, looking somewhere cheaper, why don't you all align together and get people out of control that are doing this to us? You are always closer to being homeless than you are to being rich. Like, everyone just assumes one day they're going to get rich. And that's why they don't stand up for people just like them in the struggle right now. If not for the raise I got 4 years ago, I would be totally screwed. I don't even want a handout or help. I just want things to not be so crazy expensive every year. Like, go buy pizza from where I work. Go buy my merchandise. I don't know. Not a handout, just advertising.
Hot take, and I'm not judging at all because I was literally in this situation a few months ago. But I cannot wrap my head around having to pay $1,000 to live with 3 other people. It honestly bothers me how outrageous rent prices have gotten. Like, people are paying $4,000 for a tiny unit. When I paid $1,000 to live with 3 girls, our place was so tiny, I could barely fit anything in my room. That experience literally forced me to be a minimalist because there was barely space for anything. Like, my walking pad was right next to my bed and there was zero privacy. I just don't understand how people are graduating college, trying to be independent, moving out on their own, and somehow it cost $1,000 just to share a small apartment with multiple roommates. So if I did not live with 3 other people, I'll be paying $2,000 just for rent alone. And that literally doesn't even include any other bills. That is half of what most people make a month. Like, the math just doesn't make sense. Like, no wonder so many people are living with their parents. It's not because they want to. It's literally because they have to.
Hey Rack, I'm a teacher and I can barely afford to pay rent with my salary. My salary bi-weekly is basically my rent minus $500. Guess how much my car is? $400. Guess how much insurance is? $100. Oh yeah, that's right. You do the math. I'm left with owing money at the end of the month. That's not even with groceries. Holy that's not even with groceries. I realize every single month I am transferring money out of savings into my checking and I am not. Just had the realization in the car that I'm actually gonna go into debt if I continue being a teacher. Like, genuinely. Wow. Oh, I'm like literally having a crisis right now. I'm gonna have a panic attack right now. I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. Knowing every single month that most of my money is literally, like, I don't have money. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to pay off my credit card this month. I don't know. All right. Well, rats, peace and blessings. And I hope you can afford your rent today. And groceries. And your car. And insurance. And life. Bye.
I seen a creator on here talking about people need to stop moving and bouncing around. That's why the rent high. Just renew your lease. Like, all this other stuff. But let me give you the perspective of a mover. Right? I've had 5 apartments in the last 5 years. Let me tell you why. In one of my apartments, my lease was up. They sent me a renewal offer. They said your rent's going up $150. I said, why? Nothing has changed in this place. If anything, it should go down. Like all the damages I've caused in here and my kid. So, but it's going up. They said, yeah, you know, the market, blah, blah. The market. Okay. Do my research. I pull up the website. There's a unit next door available. Same layout, same floor plan, same style. And there's no new renovations. $200 cheaper than what I'm paying currently. Not the new rent. That would have been $350 cheaper. What I have now, it was $200 cheaper than that. But what's the catch? It's for new tenants, new business. Okay. So I try to call them, try to figure this out. Hey, bro, by the way, can I just move in that one? Cause I'm gonna just move in there. It's $200 cheaper, same floor plan, same everything. We good, right? No, you actually have to pay a $500 transfer fee just to move units, and then on top of that, you don't get that new price, that new rent. That's only for new tenants. Since you're an existing tenant, it would just be the same rent as your other place. Make it make sense. So then I said, you know what? Screw it. We gone. 60 days, here you go. We out. I checked the apartment website. What do you know? The unit that I'm moving out of is now $200 cheaper for a new tenant. You see how that works? It's not us. It's the apartment complexes. It's the scam that they have going on. But this is the best part. When you pull up a new complex, they will have newer renovations, and they'll give you 2 months free just because you're a new tenant moving in. And your rent is going to be cheaper than the last place you stayed at. So while moving costs and all of that sucks, for sure, I hate doing that. In the long run, I have a cheaper place, a nicer place, and 2 months free. So that is why I move around. It's not our fault at all. It's the apartment's fault. It's the apartment industry.
I'm Gen Z. I'm 23. I'm in college. I just found out what a rent party is. Apparently, y'all, back in the day, if you couldn't pay your rent, you could host a party or your friends would come and everybody would put money in to like a hat or something to help you pay your rent. When I was telling my friend about this, they was like, oh my God, why don't we do this, bitch? I cannot help you pay $1,500. My rent is also $1,500. I can't help with that. When the shit was like, you know, 500, 800, yeah, bitch, I help you. I would that help you if the rent was $800. I would give you $100, $200. Yes, bitch, here, have that. That's nothing. $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. I don't know, Bookie. You're gonna have to come up with that on your own. That's a lot of friends to come together. Everybody can't even put together $100. Like if that was 10 friends and your rent was, you know, $400, yes, we could do that. Yes, we could totally do that. But you need to have a whole bunch of motherfuckers in your apartment to be able to pay the rent nowadays. That's why we don't got no fucking community. We can't have no community when everything's so fucking expensive. How you supposed to have community? I'm supposed to help you out, and I could barely afford to live my damn self. Every day, every time I turn around, it's a new fucking bill. I understand why my uncles and them used to be like, you don't want to be an adult. When you an adult, it's bills, bills, bills. Every time you fucking turn around, it's a bill. I don't understand some of this shit. Why is my phone a bill that's monthly? Why do I even have to pay monthly rent? Why is everything monthly? Why is it not just a one-time fee and then we're done? Everything, a fucking subscription. I already bought the phone. I bought a number. Why must I pay it every month? Why is it not a one-time thing? You just pay it one time. This is your number. Your number's over. Disney Plus subscription. Why can I not just buy the fucking Disney Plus once? Y'all would get so much more money if everything was just a one-time fee. But y'all want to be selfish. Everybody wants to be so selfish.
So I'm in Philadelphia, and Philly rents is going extremely high. They expect people to pay rent $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month for a home. Before you even view the home or the property, they're asking for credit scores and checking your credit. But the thing is, there's a lot of fraudulent activities happening with checking credit and all. We have been a victim to scams and credit checks and so forth. And my thing is, how do you find a good place to rent and view without feeling scam? Because everyone wants credit check, everyone wants application fees. But if you have like 20 people applying for the same place, you're not going to get that $50 back. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get the place as well. So what are y'all doing to avoid homelessness. This there era of events, especially with the market being the market. Credit check for the hood is crazy for me. Like you hearing gunshot, ratatata, next block, you want a credit check of 800 credit score for a unit that you want to charge $2,000 a month when there's a lot of crack houses in the same block. That don't make any sense to me. So what y'all doing to avoid homelessness out here?
As you guys know, I'm homeless. My car got repoed, but right now I am in a rental. So I have something in the works behind the scenes, but right now I am struggling bad. I know we're all struggling bad, but I'm struggling. The last few days haven't been the best of the days. I know good news is coming. It has to, right?
Hey, y'all, I want to clarify something real fast. Okay, let me clear some misunderstanding up. Y'all, I did not just go 3 months and just let my rent just sit there. Let me explain something real fast. So what happened was, I got, on October, my rent was behind. Okay, so I was talking back and forth with people, so I was like, okay, we figure this out. Next thing I know, I'm hit with an eviction notice at the end of October. So I get behind October, they send me eviction by the end of October. Okay, then by the time the end of the month hit, they already added on the next month. So they always add on the rent like a couple of days before the beginning of that next month. So October, then we're going to November, right? So then I'm like, okay, I got like most of this already. Can I just pay, the October rent? They said, no, we don't take partial payments. Okay, so when that happened, I was like, okay, well, dang, they don't take partial payments. Okay, so they said you can make arrangements down court, or you could pay the full amount. I didn't have both months that fast. Okay, because I was like, okay, I pay this off, then I might be like 15 days late or so on November rent, but I'm gonna catch it up. Okay, but apparently that's not how it go. And if y'all like, oh, how'd you know? I never been through an eviction process before. So I went to court November 25th. On November 25th, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm gonna work this out. I said, hey, I might even use SCAR. SCAR is something that military families can use just so they don't get evicted. And I was gonna use it because the government shut down and try and get, buy some time. They wouldn't let me use it because my soon-to-be ex-husband name isn't on the lease. So I was like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. So then when I went to court, they added on December rent onto the amount I had to pay by the 15th. So that's why I owe $8,000, y'all. It wasn't because I just sat there and let this pile up. I thought I was gonna be cool, work something out with the judge, But no, they would not let me pay just October and November. They added December onto that. And the judge was already like not having it. So he was like, it was not no really like, okay. And I spoke, and that's just what they make. Like, they have you talk to a mediator, and that's what she told me. Like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And at first she said December 10th. That I had to pay the $8,000. Then she changed it to the 15th. So that's why I'm behind. I just want to clear that up so people don't think, oh, Brittany just sat there and just let her. No, baby. No. Who has their rent? I mean, not everybody has their rent in advance, you know what I mean? So that's how I'm just like, and then they added on all the charges and everything. Because mind you, my rent is only $2,200 a month. So, but 2,000, so it's 2, 4, 6, that's 6,600 I would have paid. Yeah, but now I'm at 8,000 because all the fees and stuff they add on there. So I just want to clear that up because, baby, I do it. I mean, of course, some people probably don't know how eviction works, but that's what really happened. I don't want people. No, that's not what happened. But please understand, this is not only. Once I catch up, I'm fine. Once I catch up with this, I'm fine. I'll be good. Like, it's not no, I don't have the money type thing. And I have other things in the works right now. So, it's not that. So I just want to clear that up.
This is another problem that we have is one wrong step when you're getting evicted, you have to go to court, and that's a lot of energy and trouble and causes a lot of stress. But also it adds to your eviction record, and you're not going to be able to find your next place as easily. And a lot of times you actually have to pay more money next time you rent. So that just causes a snowball effect that you end up paying more and more and getting into worse and worse situations once you have that eviction on your record.